Beneath the quiet earth, a world thrives unseen, unheard, yet more organized and ruthless than any human army. This is a kingdom carved from soil and shadow, a subterranean empire stretching for miles beneath the forest floor. Here, billions of individuals live and die, bound by a code of discipline, order, and absolute loyalty to their colony. In this hidden world, different nations have risen, each with its own unique strengths. The fire ants, cloaked in crimson armor, are the aggressive warriors. Their sting a fiery kiss of death. They are a force of pure conquest. In contrast, the black ants are the patient strategists, masters of tactics and terrain, their minds as sharp as their mandibles. The colossal carpenter ants are the engineers, capable of carving fortresses from wood and earth. And lurking in the shadows are the poison ants, silent assassins whose venom can paralyze an enemy in seconds. For generations, a fragile peace has held these empires in a delicate balance. But that peace is about to be shattered. The dry season arrives like a curse. The sun beats down, cracking the earth and withering the plants. Resources, once abundant, become dangerously scarce. Protein, the fuel of life and the building block of new generations, is now a prize worth fighting for. From every colony, scouts are dispatched brave, lone explorers venturing into a hostile world. They follow faint trails of scent, searching for any sign of food. It is on a desolate, sun-baked patch of land that the first encounter occurs. A fire ant patrol, driven by hunger, crosses an invisible line the border of the black ant's territory. At first, there is only tension, antennae twitch, sensing the foreign pheromones. A silent standoff. But hunger is a powerful master. A single, aggressive move from a fire ant scout ignites the spark. Mandibles clash, acid sprays. The first blood is spilled. Though the skirmish is small and quickly over, the message is clear. The time for diplomacy has passed. War is coming. Both sides retreat, carrying with them the scent of their new enemy. The news spreads like wildfire through the intricate networks of tunnels. In the heart of the fire ant citadel, the queen, a magnificent, pulsating life-giver, receives the report. Her response is swift and absolute. She releases a torrent of chemical commands, a declaration of war that echoes through every chamber. She orders the assembly of a massive army, calling every able-bodied worker to arms. The colony transforms into a war machine. Meanwhile, the black ants prepare for the inevitable onslaught. They know they cannot match the sheer brute force of the fire ants. Their survival depends on cunning and strategy. Under the direction of their own queen, they begin reinforcing their defenses. Tunnels are reshaped into deadly choke points. New passages are dug for ambushes, and hidden pitfalls are prepared, designed to swallow entire platoons of invaders. Throughout the colony, a quiet, determined industry takes hold. Soldiers sharpen their mandibles against grains of sand. Nurses carefully move the precious eggs and larvae to the deepest, most fortified chambers. Formations are drilled in the dark, silent depths. The earth itself seems to hold its breath, trembling as millions prepare for a war no one will remember yet none can avoid. As the first light of dawn cuts through the morning mist, the ground begins to vibrate. The fire ant army advances, a relentless, crimson tide floods the landscape, a river of synchronized fury. They launch their attack with shocking speed and brutality, a blitzkrieg of mandibles and venom. The black ant sentries are overwhelmed in moments. The battle has begun. The forest floor becomes a maelstrom of violence. We are in the heart of the chaos, where every second is a struggle for life. Fire ants swarm their enemies, their venomous stings injecting searing pain. Black ants counter with precise, powerful bites, their jaws capable of severing limbs and crushing heads. They fight with a primal ferocity, spraying formic acid that burns and disorients. Soldiers hoist the corpses of their fallen comrades, carrying them back as grim trophies and a source of sustenance. But they also carry the bodies of their enemies, a stark message to the invaders. In this war, there are no prisoners. This is not a fight for glory, for land, or for honor. It is a fight for the most fundamental thing of all, survival. Just as the fire ant onslaught seems unstoppable, the tide begins to turn. The black ant's meticulous preparations are unleashed. From hidden side tunnels, elite soldiers burst forth, ambushing the fire ant columns and sowing chaos in their ranks. The ground gives way beneath the invaders as cleverly disguised pits collapse, swallowing hundreds of soldiers in an instant. The battlefield, once open, is now a complex maze of death. Suddenly, new giants join the fray. The carpenter ants, allies to the black ants, emerge from the decaying logs at the edge of the battlefield. They use their immense strength not to fight, but to build. With powerful jaws, they drag twigs and pebbles, constructing barricades that halt the fire ant advance and funnel them into kill zones. Faced with superior tactics and an unyielding defense, the crimson tide begins to falter. For the first time, the fire ants lose ground, their aggressive charge breaking against a wall of strategy and resilience. The music swells with a tragic, somber melody. As the cost of this war becomes devastatingly clear on both sides, the sun begins to set, casting long, dramatic shadows over the field of slaughter. Both colonies are battered, their forces decimated, but the war is not over. In the depths of their respective nests, the queens make a final, desperate gamble. They release their ultimate pheromones, calling every last soldier to the front line, the veterans, the young, even the workers who have never fought before. The last reserves are committed. The fire ant army, though weakened, pushes deep into enemy territory. Their target now the black ant nursery and the queen herself. The sanctity of the nest is breached. In the crimson fortress, the fire ant queen feels the pressure, her own life now hanging in the balance. The two sovereigns, the source of all life and strategy, will never meet. They are miles apart, entombed in darkness. Yet their silent, chemical decrees will decide the fate of hundreds of thousands. As the last rays of light fade, the final, cataclysmic clash erupts. It is a battle of pure desperation, fought with the last vestiges of strength. Even the mightiest fall when the earth itself bleeds red. Silence. The morning sun reveals a scene of utter devastation. The battlefield is a graveyard, littered with the dismembered bodies of thousands upon thousands. The air is thick with the lingering scent of acid and death. The fire ant army is broken, shattered. The black ants have won. They have defended their home. But it is a hollow victory. The camera pans across the once thriving tunnels, now burnt and collapsed. We see the destroyed nursery chambers, the unhatched eggs scorched by acid. The cost of survival has been staggering. The colony has been bled, and it will take generations to recover, if it ever can. In the silent, alien world of the ants, victory is always temporary. The cost is eternal. Then the sky opens. Rain begins to fall, a gentle, cleansing shower. It washes over the battlefield, carrying away the dead, cleansing the soil, and soothing the scarred earth. Nature, indifferent to the tiny tragedies played out on its surface, begins the slow process of healing. And from the ruins of a fallen colony, a sign of hope emerges. A young, winged queen, one of the few survivors from a ravaged nursery, crawls from the dirt. She tests the air, spreads her delicate wings, and takes flight. She carries with her the genetic memory of the war, but also the promise of a new beginning, a new colony, a new cycle of life and struggle. They are small, almost invisible to our eyes. Yet their wars, their societies, their sacrifices mirror our own in startling ways. There are no true winners in these epic conflicts. There are only survivors. This is the war of the ants.